Heya, it's me. I hope you guys had a good week. I have good news, I'm working on another animatic, with the Deltarune characters this time. It's still being thumbnailed because this one is over 5 minutes long compared to my 1 to 2 minute ones I've done so far, but I'm almost done with that part. So yay! Also, 900 subs! What the heck? You guys are amazing. Thank you so much, seriously. This time I'm drawing Invader Zim fan art because it's been a while and Invader Zim is really dark for a show that was targeted at children. I assume most people watching this know what Invader Zim is, even if you've never watched it, since this
not scientifically possible
was a meme for a while, and it was from the Invader Zim movie. If you haven't ever watched it, but you like animation and or dark humor, I suggest it. At least watch the movie that's up on Netflix because that is hilarious. The series is actually up on Hulu, although I heard it's gonna get taken down from there. I don't know if it's getting moved to Netflix or what the deal is. And there are comics too. If you don't know what it's about though, basically it's about this little alien named Zim who is a violent maniac in a walking disaster area. So to get rid of him, his leaders send him to Earth, pretending that they want him to conquer it. Only one human, a kid named Dib, realizes that Zim is an alien, but everyone else is so mind-numbingly stupid that they don't believe him. Doing a background for this drawing was both intimidating and not. Invader Zim's backgrounds are seriously incredible, especially for someone like me who struggles with backgrounds. And I love the Invader Zim 3-point perspective where there are lots of low-angle shots and the horizon line curves. I love it so much, everything looks really intimidating. But at the same time, when it comes to places like Zim's underground base, you can basically fill up the background with pipes, cables, and other machinery. The base is so large and chaotic that it doesn't really seem to have an official layout as far as I know. So I'm pretty satisfied with the background that I came up with. The needle that's right there behind Dib's head is actually inspired by a movie called Fire in the Sky. It's from, I think, the 70s, and it's about a supposedly true story where a logger got abducted by aliens. But when his friends tried to tell people, everyone was like, "So you guys were the last people with him before he went missing, and you're saying he got taken by a light." Right, sure. I've never actually seen the full film, but I've seen clips of the climactic scene after the guy is found and has a flashback to what happened in the alien ship. And let me just say, that was all I needed to see. Screw that. The end of the scene has him strapped to a table with some sort of weird stretchy film-like substance, and his mouth and eyes are pried open with some metal fastenings around his face, and something starts descending from the ceiling and you realize it's a needle. And as it comes down, it gets thinner and thinner and thinner until it's as thin as a human hair, and it's slowly making its way towards his eye. And all this time he's trying to scream, but he can't. It just comes out as gagging. I saw this in the context of a larger YouTube video, so it got cut off before the needle actually went into his eye. But I don't need to know badly enough about what happens to watch it. I really don't. I will pass on that. Anyway, back on topic. As for the characters, I've doodled them enough that drawing them isn't very difficult for me anymore. I used to doodle them in class during college all the time because once you learn, it becomes pretty easy and fast, and I was bored during my lecture classes. Jonah Vasquez's art style is weird though, so when I first started trying to figure out how to draw them back in high school, I had a lot of trouble. Their heads are whack. I remember finding someone on Tumblr who made a little guide on how to draw Zim's head, and that helped a lot. Speaking of Tumblr, I actually brought my art blog back from the dead, but more on that towards the end of the video. Coloring this was also really fun, but more of a challenge than I originally anticipated. Picking my colors took a lot of thought. But in the end, I had a blast with the lighting because on the left-hand side, you've got the green light, and on the right-hand side, you've got the blue light. So you end up with two different colors and some soft glowing even in the shadowed areas of the characters. Kind of like bounce lighting, which is where a light bounces off a surface and onto an object. So if you've got like a sphere and you've got it shaded, then the shaded part really close to the ground might actually have a bit of light that bounced off of the floor and reflected onto the sphere. I don't use that kind of lighting a ton because my art is really cartoony and it would look kind of odd. So when I get to have a little light in the shaded parts of drawings, I really enjoy it. In more recent years, starting with the Invader Zim comics, Jonan's art style sort of got rid of the really dark, muddled colors and different shades of vomit green, and replaced them with brighter colors, and I'm a huge fan of bright colors. Some of the colors in the movie recently were just awesome. In general, his style got softer and less aggressively dark and edgy. There's actually an Invader Zim art book out, and I'm planning to get it, because I need it. It's awesome. I've actually been catching up on the Zim comics recently, and there was a new character I thought was awesome, so I did some doodles of him. They're up on my Instagram, and they're up on my art blog on Tumblr that I revived from the dead. I've got my art blog and started a personal, so links to my Instagram and both my Tumblr blogs will be in the description. So if you don't have Instagram but you use Tumblr, bam, follow me on Tumblr. You can ask me stuff about my art or just say hi. Saying hi would be super cool. I'd like to talk to you guys. Anyway, that's it for this week. The Undertale fan art will return soon, I can promise that. I doodle characters a lot in my spare time, it's really fun. I kind of want to draw something with Chara. Chara, I'll go with that. In it, just because Chara scares the ever-living crap out of me. Well, Genocide Run in general scares the crap out of me. I hope you guys liked this. I'm actually planning to make my next video a sort of tutorial thing about coloring, so we'll see how that goes. If you liked this video, then give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, then what are you doing, friend? Subscribble. Alright, I'll see you guys next week. Later.
So I'll lie awake, cause I just won't sleep. When I know you're there, you and freak. I refuse to lose my home to a thing